Back inside Bank of America Arena on campus at the University of Washington on Fox Sports Net. It's the Pac-10 Gymnastics Championships. Jim Watson along with Kathy Johnson-Clark, the former Olympian, and a crowd of 4,000. Weeknights at 5:30 and 11:30. It's the last word with Jim Rome. Rome interviews the biggest names in the games and asks what the people want to know. It's the last word. Weeknights at 5:30 and 11:30 on Fox Sports Net. All 7 Pac-10 teams ranked in the national top 25. At least 7 Pac-10 teams field gymnastics groups. Here's the way it stands here. Stanford still in front. In fact, Arizona now has moved to second. Arizona State, Oregon State, and California. And remember that not all of those teams have scored in all events because we have byes, and this explains it a little bit better. Rotation 5 now coming up. California on the vault, Oregon State bars, Arizona State beam. UCLA is on the floor, and then Arizona, Stanford, and Washington have the byes. So as you watch the scores total up, it can be a little bit misleading. Here's Jamie Dantzscher now, the freshman from UCLA, ranked #1 in the nation on the floor exercise, and of course, a 2000 U.S. Olympian.
I think she made a statement. Her first collegiate competition, she competed in 2 events, bars and floor exercise, 10 O's in both.
6'10s this year, 4 of them have come on the floor.
Whoa, that was a beautiful stretch double layout.
This is one of the athletes that folks showed up to watch tonight. In fact, the local paper here said UCLA brings Olympic team to Seattle.
But I feel a 10 coming on. I don't know where to go. We've seen 9.925s and 9.95s, and that surpassed them.
Was it perfect?
In my book. So I don't know where you go from there then, because 10 so many people see as perfect, and you could always go in and find little bitty things to pick on and say nobody should get a 10-0, but it's also used to rank gymnasts. And when you've got 9.95s preceding it, you got to go for it.
And Jamie Dantzscher already a 9.95 earlier tonight on the bars, and of course, it's one of the best in the country on the bars and the floor. And as she awaits the score, along with the rest of us, I expect it to be right up at the ceiling. In the meantime,
Next up on B for Arizona State.
let's check in with Carrie Kreifels over on the vault. Kreifels from Cal.
Oh! Boy, a good landing. She kind of rotated down into the mat, but boy, she nailed the landing.
9.825 for Kreifels on the vault. Here's Elizabeth Jillson, the sophomore for Oregon State, next up on the bars. Jillson 20th in the nation on the bars, had a 9.95 earlier this year against Arizona.
Okay, you need concentration here, okay? I bet she doesn't even hear it.
Yeah, she's in the zone. She doesn't hear it. We'll explain it in a minute.
Beautiful long swing.
Jillson a 9.925 on the uneven bars. And the cheering you heard was for Jamie Dantzscher, as predicted, a perfect 10 on the floor exercise. And here's Mohini Bhardwaj, and these two, you got to figure, have a little competition among themselves.
A very healthy one, a very healthy one. Another beautiful double layout.
defending Pac-10 champion on the floor exercise. Pac-10 record 8 10s for Bhardwaj this year, and 4 of those came on the floor. The talent that Valerie Kondos Field has to work with and her choreography skills, they're always dynamite on the floor. Valerie Kondos Field, the UCLA head coach, of course, never a gymnast. Background is in dance, and it's reflected here with the expression on the floor. And UCLA, one of the strongest in the country on the floor exercise. Jamie Dantzscher moments ago, a perfect 10, and no Mohini Bhardwaj.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our 5th rotation. And the 6th rotation.
Well, Stanford put a lot of pressure on them, but boy, did UCLA answer right back.
Stanford with a great rotation through the floor exercise earlier.
Arizona State will have a bye during this round.
Now Bhardwaj waits for her score. In the meantime, one last look at perfection. Jamie Dantzscher for UCLA, a 10 on the floor.
When they host the 2nd ranked.
Back at Bank of America, Pac-10 Gymnastics on Fox Sports Net. Jim Watson along with Kathy Johnson-Clark. Mohini Bhardwaj moments ago on the floor exercise, a 9.95, and that won't even win it because Jamie Dantzscher, her teammate, turned in a perfect 10. UCLA is smoking right now. Over to the vault, and we join California. Lindsay Baker, the junior, who had a new career high on this event against San Jose State last week, a 9.85.
Boy, a very nice landing, and that's out of a 9.9, so great score.
And a new career high for her, 9.875. Stephanie Bychowski for Oregon State on the bars. 10th in the nation on the bars.
Watch this long body swing. This is beautiful. Easy. That is gorgeous. Laid out, completely stretched. That's the way you're supposed to catch a release move. Beautiful work. Beautiful.
Stephanie Bychowski, a 9.95 for Oregon State. She deserves all that adulation. Tanya Chaplin, the Oregon State coach in the background. Ashley Ellsberry now for Arizona State on the balance beam. A beam and floor specialist. Started the year cold, has heated up down the stretch. The sophomore.
ASU's just been having these little breaks here and there throughout the competition. They're not quite as sharp.
Same way we saw that positive energy transfer through the Stanford team. Same thing happening here on the negative side for Arizona State.
There's a huge momentum that you can build when that first gymnast goes up and nails a routine, and you can build. But a lot of it, too, is just your training and preparation. You can't hope to pull something out of your hat. Particularly on beam. You kind of have to have the numbers behind you, the repetition and workout, the competition, the confidence in competition.
Put some added emphasis on the leadoff.
Yeah, and I'm talking minute little differences. They're still doing very well. But on being minute is major sometimes.
You can see the trepidation on the faces of our teammates down there in the lower left corner of your screen. You're watching a teammate up there, you're with her every step, aren't you? Ellsberry, a 9.775. Move over to Janet McKnight from California, the sophomore on the vault.
Huge improvements for this team over the years. They get better and better, setting new records, doing more difficulties.
Janet McKnight, 9.875 for the Golden Bears of Cal. Now the night wears on in Seattle. Rotation 6 coming up.